Good Monday to everyone, and it is Monday, so that does mean it's time for another Watch and Learn. But this time I'm going to do something a little bit different because I want to clear out my own replay list. So this is going to be going back a little far. As you can see, the dates go back to April up to about less than 2 weeks ago. And we're just going to do this to run through mine. Then we'll do a couple of others in the normal spectate. And that's what the video is going to be. Right, so I'm playing for hire. I completely passed turn because I had no confidence in what I had on board. My opponent activates Terraforming, adds the Sky Striker field spell, activates it, sets one in defense mode, uses its effect to search or excavate 3, take 1, send the monster away, sent away their Ash Blossom. Their board's now open too. I draw Beat, the best for hire card. Summon Beat, uses effect. Opponent counters with Effect Veiler. Beat's effects negated, just go in battle, swing for 1200. Fast turn. Opponent draws. Enters their main phase, activates Afterburners, destroying my Beat. Summons Ray, activates her effect to send her off to make a link. Summons Kagari. Area 0 excavates another top 3. Adds Rose to hand. Kagari's effect activates, targeting Afterburners, chaining Rose's effect. Rose is summoned. Kagari adds Afterburners back to hand. They go into battle phase, swing with Rose and Kagari. 3100 damage dealt. Main phase 2, link them both off to make Zeke. They then link Zeke off into Shizuku, which is enough for me to trigger my Nibiru. Activate Ray's effect to summon her back from the grave during the end phase. Passes turn to me. Activate Regeki. Summon Seal. Use Seal's effect to summon Donpa, which brings back Beat. Use Donpa's effect to summon Beat. Donpa then pops my opponent's field spell, which then summons a Ray. Beat uses his effect to summon Sagita. Sagita's effect will then activate to do damage equal to my for hires who are not hurt. 1500. Beat then searches me any for hire, in this case for fail. Go into battle. Swing with Nibiru, they activate Kagari Ray's effect to send her off to summon a new one. I link off Sagita, Donpa, and Beat to make Folgo. Folgo's effect activates, or would attempt to activate. Opponent counters with Ash Blossom. Pass turn. Using Ray's effect, they summon Hayate. Activate their spell to pop my back row, then activate Afterburners to get rid of Folgo. Rose summons herself back, targeting Seal. They activate Reinforcement of the Army to get another Ray. Link off Rose and Hayate into another Zeke. Zeke banishes my Nibiru. They summon Ray, link her and Zeke off with Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn's effect activates, send Seal back into the deck. Swing directly for 22. Now my turn. I draw a Donpa. Summon Donpa, activate effect. Summoning with fail. Donpa then pops the Nightmare Unicorn for fails effect chains. Adds Bravo to hand. Start swinging direct. 33 damage dealt. Zeke's effect lets my Nibiru come back now. They activate Widow Anchor to take control of my Nibiru. Swing into Donpa, I'm at 200. But that is all that they had in the tank. Go right into battle phase, swing direct with Nibiru. Game. Let's go on to the next one. Still playing for hire. Set training for hire. Pass turn. Opponent activates Danger Bigfoot. Pitches an Orochi for it. Activates Thunderbird. Loses their Max C for it. Overlays both of them into Draglubion. I think I'm remembering why I saved this match, because it was the first time I'd ever seen this deck where they just swing direct. That's why I saved this one. Go next. Still playing for hire. Activate Reasoning. Opponent calls 11. Gets me Seal. Use Seal's effect. Lets me summon Bravo. Bravo lets me summon Recon. Link all three of them off into Fulgo. Fulgo summons Beat. Use Beat's effect to summon Seal. That gets me Rafael. Summon Donpa, which then summons Rafael. Use Seal's effect to get my Bravo back to my hand. Chaining Rafael's effect, letting me search top, 4, 5? Top 4. Get a training for hire. Bravo's return to hand. Set training for hire. Pass turn. Opponent activates Contract with Swamp. Summons Flame King Genghis. I activate Training for Hire. He chains Genghis's effect. Training for Hire is negated. Sent to the graveyard. Summons DD Lilith. Attempts to activate effect. I chain Raphael with Lilith to negate her effect. Genghis's effect summons Doom King Armageddon. Armageddon swings over Raphael. Genghis swings over Fulgo. Passes turn to me. I draw Donpa. Activate Beat's effect. Summon Donpa. Seal adds Raphael back to hand. Beat adds anyone to hand. Donpa's effect activates, targeting Genghis. He chains Dark Contract with the Witch. Destroys my Donpa. Does still destroy his Genghis. Beat adds Bravo to hand. Seal adds Raphael to hand. Doom King Armageddon uses its effect. Activate Seal to summon Donpa. Banish all the DD monsters from his grave. Donpa's effect summons Raphael. Raphael searches the top 4. I take a Mayhem for hire. I link off these 4. The Boral Sword Dragon. Use Bulbasaur's effect, targeting Doom King. Turn into defense mode, which was the wrong move. I swing into it. Bulbasaur gains its attack points. Swing into Lilith with Bulbasaur. Swing direct with her fail. Game. And we'll keep it going. Still playing for hire, because I really enjoy for hire. Nice simple deck, off meta. Opponent activates Relinquished Fusion, summoning Millenniumize Restrict. Normal summons Reactor Slime, using its effect to get 2 tokens. Passes turn. Summon Bravo, go right into battle phase. Opponent activates Reactor Slime, sending it off to get out Metal Reflect Slime. I still swing, getting rid of the Millenniumize Restrict. Main phase 2, use Bravo's effect to summon Beat. Use Beat's effect to summon Seal. Bravo gets me Donpa. Use Seal's effect to summon Donpa. I link off those 3 into Folgo. Finally getting to use Folgo's effect. Secondary effect, that is. Using Donpa to target the Metal Reflect Slime. Donpa pops it. Folgo summons out Recon. Lets me draw 3. Use Recon's effect to summon Bravo. Use Recon's effect to pop his Mirror Force back row. Use Donpa to summon Bravo. Banishing out his entire graveyard, I believe. Activate Fandora. Set there can be only 1 and Rookie for hire. Opponent surrenders. Still playing for hire. Opponent activates Terraforming. Gets the Sky Striker Field spell. Activates Foolish Burial Goods. Summons Ray. Using Ray's effect. Summons out Shizu. Shizu adds Widow Anchor to hand. Turn changes over to me. I draw Reasoning. Activate Reasoning. Opponent calls 8. Use my Cyclone. Get Bravo. Use Bravo's effect. Summon Recon. Use Recon's effect. Summon Raphael. Bravo's effect chains. So is Raphael's. Raphael searches my top 2. Add Reinforcement to the army. Bravo gives all my guys a boost. Activate Reinforcement. Get Beat added to hand. Normal summon Beat. Link off the 3 of them. Into Folgo. Folgo's effect summons Dyna. Dino banishes out my opponent's graveyard. Swing with Folgo. Opponent surrenders. And we'll just go on to the next one. This is during the event, the Synchro Summon event, where I was using my budget Adamantipator deck. Activate Miracle Rupture, send off Revival Golem. Revival Golem will summon itself. Activate Adamantipator Researcher to summon herself for having a rock monster. Excavate the top 5. Bring out the red one. Sync them off. Leonite. Use Leonite's effect. Excavate 5. Add Seeker to hand. Use Seeker's effect, summon itself. Use his effect, Excavate 5. Bring out Tackle Golem. Sync them both off. For Raptite. Use Raptite's effect, Excavate 5. Bring out Analyzer, link it off, or not link, sync it off for Judgment Dragon. Summon Block Dragon, banishing out my grave. Swing with everyone for game. And we'll go on to the next one. This was still during the Synchro event. Opponent activates Speedroid Scratch. Gets Terror Top added to hand. Summons it, uses its effect. Adds Marble Machine to hand. Use Marble Machine's effect. Adding Taketan Borg to hand. Summons Taketan Borg. Sends it away to get out Red-Eyed Die. Modifies levels using Red-Eyed Die. Summons out Cork Shooter. Uses Cork Shooter's effect. Summons back its materials using Red-Eyed Die again. Modifying the level, then syncing Red-Eyed Die off with Machine to make Metal Martial Metal Marcher. Summons back Red-Eyed Die again, linking it off with Terror Top. I gotta stop saying linking. Syncing. Summon Toyota, syncing that off with the Cork Shooter to make Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Sending away Clearwing Synchro and Metal Machine to make High Speedroid Clearing Rider. Activates Rider's effect, declaring 6. Not declaring, but getting 6. And it will send a bunch of monsters back. Pagoda summons itself back from the grave, sets one back row, passes to me. Draw for turn. Activate the effect of Analyzer. Opponent counters using High Speedroid Clearing Rider. Summons a Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Along with Clearing Fast Dragon, I summon Adamantipator Analyzer. Opponent activates Infinite Impermanence. Analyzer's effect is negated. Normal summon Crystal. Raptite. Using Seeker to summon itself for having Raptite in the field. Using Seeker's effect. Getting out Adamantipator Crystal. Synchroing off Researcher and Raptite to summon Raptite. Syncing off Dragite and Analyzer to get Risen Dragite. Banishing monsters to summon Block Dragon. Block Dragon crashes into his Clearwing and lets me draw a card. More than one card. Attempt to swing in with Raptite. Opponent sends monster away. Main phase 2. Summon Researcher. Activate her effect. Gets me Tackle Crusader. Sync them both off. For Leo Knight. Tackle Crusader. Attempts to turn my opponent's monster face down. He responds by using its effect to turn Dragite's attack bonus to 0. I use Raptite's effect and excavate top 5. Gets me another Researcher. Use Adamantipator Signs, which is negated because I'm not paying attention. Use Leonite's effect. Excavate 5. Add another Analyzer to hand. Banish monsters to summon back my Block Dragon. Sinking that and my Researcher off into Baron de Fleur. Using Baron's effect to destroy my opponent's face-down monster. They attempt to put it in the Pendulum Zone. I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to use Baron's effect to negate. During the end phase, all my stats go back to normal. Pass turn to my opponent. Opponent summons Ultra Hound. I chain using Risen Raptite to banish a monster from my opponent's graveyard. They get back Cork Shooter. Hagoida summons itself back. They sync them both off. Philly Ring Synchro is back. They go into battle. They swing into my Dragite. They activate another Scratch. They get another Take Tumborg. Summon Tumborg. Send it away. Get Red-Eye Die. Red-Eye modifies Ultra Hound. Sync them both off. Cork Shooter brings back Red-Eye Die and Ultra Hound. They do the same thing again, modifying levels. For a Winged Pegasus Adagnister. Syncing that off with the Cork Shooter. For their own Baron de Fleur. They activate Baron's effect to destroy my Baron. Passes to me. I draw Miracle Rupture, activate it, send away Tackle Crusader. Crusader's effect activates. Attempts to turn Synchro Dragon face down. Synchro Dragon says no, tells me to go to hell. Activate Seeker's effect, try to summon itself. They activate Baron's effect in response. Negated and destroyed. I use Dragite's effect to return a water monster back into the deck to send itself back to the extra deck. Summon Analyzer, use its effect to excavate. Opponent surrenders. I don't know why I surrendered there if I'm being fully honest, but I will take a win, even if it was in the past. Alright, so this is when I started playing Boral. Opponent activates Albion, sends card away, activates Branded Despia, gets out Alibur. Using Alibur's effect, add Despia Theater to the Branded to hand. Summons Ecclesia, adds Dogmatica to Fleur de Lis, sets a back row and passes to me. Activate Supply Squad. Activate Quick Launcher. Get out Metal Rocket. Activate Noctovision Dragon's effect. Summon itself. Link off Metal Rocket into Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon will get me my Boot Sector Launcher, but because I special summon from the extra deck, my opponent can summon Fleur de Lis. And Striker Dragon's negated. Activate Boral Regenerator. Bring back my Metal Rocket. Go into battle. Metal Rocket swings into Ecclesia. Striker Dragon attempts to swing into Alibur. Opponent activates Super Polymerization, fusing off Noctovision, Alibur, and Fleur de Lis into Despian and Perskelion. Main phase 2, I activate Squib Draw to destroy my Metal Rocket. That combined with Supply Squad lets me draw 3 cards total. And Boral Regenerator. So actually I get 4 cards for that. I set Torrential and Drowning Mirror Force. Because Rocket Dragon was destroyed by an effect, I am able to summon out my Shell Rocket, and I pass turn. Opponent activates Nadir Surfeit, sends a card away, gets another Ecclesia to hand. Summons Ecclesia, I activate Torrential. They use Branded Opening to save Perskelion. Monsters of mine were destroyed by effects by Supply Squad, so I get to draw a card. He quick chains Perskelion's effect to summon a monster back from the graveyard, which is my Striker Dragon. He attempts to attack directly, activate Drowning Mirror Force. Board is pretty much reset. Titaniclad summons Ecclesia from the deck. Monster was destroyed by an effect, so I get out a Magna Rocket. I draw a Magna Rocket. I summon Rocket Synchron, who lets me resurrect my Noctovision. I sync them both off. Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler excavates 5. I take Auto Rocket. I set Mirror Force, swing Magna Rocket into Ecclesia, swing direct with Chaos Ruler, pass turn. Opponent passes turn. I summon another Magna Rocket. Swing with all monsters for game. And we'll move on to the next one. And we have just one more after this, and then we'll get to your regularly scheduled programming. Still playing Borals. And Rocket, I guess. Opponent summons Photon Crusher and Photon Advancer, special summon. Exceeds them both off into Star Liege. Activate Star Liege's effect. Counter with Infinite Impermanence. He does not get a Galaxy Eyes. Turn passes to me. Summon Rocket Synchron. Link it off into Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon gets me my Boot Sector launch. Activate Boot Sector. Use its effect. Summon my Anista Rocket and Magna Rocket. Use Striker Dragon, targeting Magna Rocket. Use Magna Rocket's effect in response to destroy itself, which sends away my opponent's Star Liege. Striker Dragon swings for 1,000. Passes turn. Magna Rocket's effect activates, getting me another Anesta Rocket. Opponent activates Galaxy Trance, summons Galaxy Cleric and a Photon Crusher. Makes a Galaxy Eyes Solar Flare Dragon. Using its effect, targeting Photon Crusher, adds it back to hand. Summons Photon Crusher. Swings over my Rocket Synchron. Swings into my Anista Rocket for some reason. Sets a back row. Turn goes to me. I draw Hibernation Dragon. Summon Hibernation. Activate its effect, adding Magna Rocket back to hand. Use Boot Sector launch to summon Magna Rocket. Link all 4 of them off into Boral Load Dragon. Opponent activates Hyper Galaxy. I counter using Boral Load Dragon's quick effect. Reduce the attack points of his Solar Flare. He sends away my Boral Load and gets to summon his own Photon Dragon. I activate Quick Launch. Summoning Rocket Tracer. Activate a second Quick Launch. Summoning another Magna Rocket. Use Rocket Tracer's effect, getting rid of my Boot Sector launch to summon Magna Rocket Dragon from the deck. I sync them both off into Boral Load Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon adds Boral Load Dragon to hand with 4 counters. Magna Rocket swings over his Solar Flare. I swing into Boral Load. I attempt to use its effect to negate his Galaxy Eyes Dragon's effect. Its effect is negated, and then goes off anyway. So I'm confused. Both our monsters come back. I've lost my negates and my stat boost. He sets 1 defense mode, swings Galaxy Eyes into my Magna Rocket, passes to me. Magna Rocket summons out Rocket Tracer. I draw Absa Router, summon it, which lets me send away my Hibernation Dragon. No, I send away Hibernation Dragon and summon back Boral Load. I link all 4 of them off for my Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker targets Boral Load. Absa Router, because it was sent away, uses its effect, which lets me get my Metal Rocket Dragon. Access Code equips itself, or gains stats because of my Boral Load. I send away Striker Dragon to get rid of his Galaxy Eyes. I swing into his monster with Metal Rocket, doesn't destroy it. I swing over it with Access Code Talker, passes to my opponent. Opponent summons a Galaxy Wizard, gets another Galaxy Trance to hand, activates Trance, gets back a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and Galaxy Brave, both in defense mode. overlays both of them. For Galaxy has Tachyon. Tachyon uses its effect. Reduces the stat boost my Access Code Talker has to swing over me. I draw Auto Rocket. I send away Metal Rocket for my second Striker Dragon. Gets me my Boot Sector launch again. Activate Striker Dragon targeting itself to get me Rocket Synchron. Summon Rocket Synchron targeting Apso Router. Summons Apso Router back. Synchro summon them both off into my Chaos Roller. Chaos Roller activates 5. Apso Router's effect lets me draw. It's either draw or get a rocket. Can't remember off the top of my head, but I get Metal Rocket. Chaos Roller excavates 5. There's only one option, which is my Anesta Rocket. Activate Boot Sector Launch. Summoning Shell Rocket and Metal Rocket. Turn them both into Quad Boral Dragon. Use Quad Boral's effect, pitching my Anesta Rocket to destroy his Tachyon Dragon. I swing direct for game. Here's the last one that I did. This was during the fusion event. Opponent summons Chamber Dragon Maid. Adds Tidying to hand. Sets one back row, probably tidying. Passes to me. I draw Aluber. Activate Fright for Patchwork. They counter with Ash Blossom. Summon Aluber. They activate Tidying. Bounces Chamber and Aluber. Aluber's effect still goes off, so I get Branded Opening. Activate Branded Opening. Pitching my Side Driver to get a Dramaturge to hand. Activate Polymerization. Using Dramaturge and Edge of Chain for a Masquerade. Edge of Chain's effect activates, as does Dramaturge. Dramaturge summons itself. Edge Imp gets me Fright for Patchwork added to hand. Opponent surrenders. Lackluster match to end off on, but my log is clear. So now, time for the reason we're all really here. See what other people did. This guy's got a desk bot. He's got Tenyi Spirit. Uses Tenyi Spirit's effect. Summons itself if you control no effect monsters. Links it off into Monk of the Tenyi. Sets 2 back row of Sword Soul Blackout and Crossout Designator. Passes turn to opponent. Opponent activates Terraforming. Adds a Numeron Network to hand. Activates Numeron Network. Opponent activates Maxi in response. Maxi resolves. Numeron Network goes off. They send away Numeron Calling to summon out the 4 gates. Dual Speed draws 1 card. Activates Sword Soul Blackout. Let me just see if I clock Sword Soul Blackout right. Target 1 worm monster you control on 2 cards your opponent controls. Destroy them. If this card is banished, you can special summon 1 Sword Soul token. Level 4/0/0. While that token is in the monster zone, the player who summoned it cannot special monster from the extra deck except Synchro monsters. You can only use each effect Sword Soul Blackout once per turn. So he got rid of his Monk of the Tenyi to destroy 2 of the gates. Duelist A activates Memories of Hope. Draw cards equal to the number of number XYZ monsters with the different names you control. You can only activate 1 of this card per turn. So I get to draw 2. And one of those is Limiter Removal. They swing with 1 for 2k and another for 2k. They're going to turn gate 1 into Chaos Gate of Sunya. Duelist B gets to draw another card due to Max C. It is now Duelist B's turn once again. Score 4,000 to 8,000. They draw Incredible Ecclesia. Activate Sword Soul Emergence to add Sword of Taya to hand. Activate Adhara's effect. Summon itself. Summon Incredible Ecclesia. Send her away. Duelist A counters with Psy-Frame Gear Gamma. Gamma will negate Ecclesia's effect, summon itself, and a driver. They are going to send away their Tenyi Spirit Adhara for another Monk of the Tenyi. Pass turn. The Psy-Frames send themselves away. It's Duelist A's turn. Chaos Gate Sunya is resummoned by its own effect. Dealing 1,000 to Duelist B. Chaos Gate swings over Monk of the Tenyi. Duelist A passes turn, score 2,000 to 8,000. Duelist B draws for turn, draws Ash Blossom. Summons Sword Soul Taya. Taya sends away Tenyi Spirit Adhara to summon a level 4 token. Tenyi Spirit Adhara in the graveyard is sent away because to send itself to the banish zone to bring back a Tenyi Spirit to the hand. They sync off the Tenyi Spirit and the token into Braxia, Brightness of the Young Zing. Sword Soul Taya's effect activates in response. Duelist A counters with an Ash Blossom. Sword Soul Taya does not resolve. Braxia sends away Chaos Gate. Targets their face down, activates it, declaring Nibiru the Primal Being. Nibiru cannot be activated this turn. They resummon Incredible Ecclesia. Use her effect, send herself away to summon Sword Soul of Moye. They get a Sword Soul token for that. They're going to sync off Sword Soul Moye with the token for Sword Soul Grandmaster Chishao. Chishao's effect activates, activates Moye chains. Moye lets them draw one. Grandmaster lets them draw Sword Soul Strategist. Strategist will send away one of the cards in hand, summon itself in a token. Gonna sync those two off into Baron de Fleur. Strategist does 1,200 damage from its effect, using Baron de Fleur's effect to get rid of Numeron Network. Swings with all of his monsters for game. And victory goes to the Sword Soul player. Let's go next. We have a Dark Magician player going up against an unknown. Dark Magician player passes their first turn. Duelist B activates Opening of the Spirit Gates. So they're playing Sacred Beasts. Activates Chaos Summoning Beast. Summons Chaos Summoning Beast, sends it away to summon Haman, Lord of Strike with Thunder. Banishes Chaos Summoning Beast, add Fallen Paradise to hand. Activates Fallen Paradise for extra protection for his Sacred Beasts. Draws 2 for it. Activates Foolish Burial. Send away Dark Summoning Beast. Banishes Dark Summoning Beast to add Uriah, Lord of Searing Flame to hand. Activates Hand Destruction. Both players pitch 2, draw 2. Activates Dimension Fusion Destruction. Summons off Armityle Chaos Phantasm. Swings directly for 10,000. That was quick. If only Duelist A would have done literally anything. Alright, we have a Sword Soul player. Activates Tenyi Adhara. Tenyi Ajuna. Links it off into Monk of the Tenyi. Activates Lung Yuan's effect. Sends away Lung Yuan. Summons itself in a token. We have accidentally pressed buttons in the background. We'll have to pause this while I deal with those. Alright, that's done. He created Baron de Fleur. Summons Incredible Ecclesia, sends her away to summon Sword Soul Moye. Moye targets Taming Spirit of Judah, or Vijuda. Summons a token, summons Grandmaster Chishao. Chishao activates its effect, as does Moye. Moye lets him draw a card. Chishao adds Sword Soul Emergence. Activates Sword Soul Emergence. Draws Arch Nemesis Protoss. Tributes Monk of the Tenyi to summon Protoss, declaring dark. I don't know what Protoss does. Must be banished 3 monsters with different attributes from your graveyard or face-up field. So that's how we summon Protoss. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Declare 1 monster attribute on the field. Destroy all monsters on the field with the attribute until the end of this turn. Now the player can special summon until the end of the next turn. Can special monsters with that attribute, so no player can special summon dark monsters. That could be big. Duelist A activates Infinite Impermanence to negate the effect of Protoss. Activates Reasoning. Level 4 was declared. And this guy is playing a huge deck. Gets Thunder Dragon Matrix, activates that grass looks greener. Baron de Fleur uses its effect in response to negate. That grass looks greener does not go off. Thunder Dragon Matrix is attributed for Thunder Dragon Hawk. Matrix effect in the grave is activated to add another Matrix to hand. Activates Monster Reborn. Summons back Dragon Matrix. Goes into battle. Hawk swings into Protoss, as does Dragon Matrix. Duelist A is forfeiting in a roundabout way. Duelist B draws Infinite Impermanence, goes right into battle, swings Baron into Matrix. Duelist A activates Matrix in effect in hand to give his own Matrix 500 attack points to drag this out. Swings with Sword Soul into Dragonhawk. Who knows why men do the things that they do? Hello, Fishing Fire Outlet. Thanks for hopping in here to watch the stream. What is it this time? True Draco versus Unknown. Opponent sets and sets, passes. Draws Disciples of the True Draco, activates it. Tribute summons Majesty Maiden, gets rid of opponent's back row of Urgent Schedule. Attempts to activate effect, chains Maiden. Maiden adds Dynamite to hand, Urgent Schedule does go off, adding a Train to hand. Activates True Draco Heritage. Adds True King's Return to hand. Tributes Heritage to summon Dynamite. Dynamite swings over opponent's Ruffian Railcar. Swings directly with Majesty Maiden. Sets 2 back row of Vanity's Emptiness and True King's Return. Railcar's effect activates. Chains Dynamite. Dynamite activates True Draco Apocalypse. Railcar adds card to hand. Passes turn. Main phase 1, Duelist A activates Lightning Storm. Chains Majesty Maiden's effect. Chains Urgent Schedule to that. Chains Dynamite to the Urgent Schedule. Chains Vanity's Emptiness to Dynamite. Chains True King's Return to to Vanity's Emptiness. Chain True Draco Apocalypse to True King's Return. Apocalypse goes off, sends away King's Return, summons a Draco from the hand, Vanity's Emptiness activates, Dynamite goes off, adds True King's Return to hand again, Urgent Schedule goes off, Majesty Maiden's effect goes off, adds Dynamite to hand, Lightning Storm goes off, wipes out back row. Duelist A summons Flying Pegasus, chains Ignis Heat to that, chains Heavy Freight to that. Heavy Freight is summoned. True Draco Warrior adds Disciples of the True Draco. Pegasus summons Railcar back from the grave. Both are linked off into double-headed Anger Knuckle. Super Express Bullet Train is summoned by its own effect. They are both linked off into Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. Gustav Max effect goes off to deal 2,000. Then it is used as material to summon Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Lieb. Lieb's effect goes off. Remove a unit, gains 2,000 attack points, gets rid of Dynamite, swings over Ignis Heat, swings again, and I am really happy that the train deck won that, because I don't like dealing with True Dracos myself. Especially not in all these events that are happening, that depend on the extra deck, special summoning. And people just don't like fun, so they play True Draco. Train decks seem like fun. Alright, looks like this person is playing the starter deck. Opponent activates Cyber Emergency, adds Cyber Dragon Nashter to hand. Activate Nashter's effect, pitching a Cyber Dragon Hers. Summoning Nashter, adds Cyber Dragon Normal to hand, summons a Dragon Hers. Links them both off into Cyber Dragon Seeger. Passes turn. Duelist B could come back, but will they play literally anything? They will not. It's one of those games where a player does nothing. Duelist A draws for turn, activates 1 for 1, sends away Ash Blossom, summons back Cyber Dragon Hers. Hers sends away Seeger, summons Cyber Dragon. Tribute Seeger to summon Dragon. Uses both his dragons to make Cyber Dragon Nova. Nova summons back Cyber Dragon Seeger. Cyber Dragon Nova goes into Cyber Dragon Infinity. Swings with Infinity. Seeger gives it an extra stat boost. Swings for 46. Passes turn. Stats return to normal. Duelist B draws for turn. Passes turn. Discards Smashing Ground. Does nothing. Opponent sets 1 defense mode. Swings directly with Infinity. Gives it a stat boost. Game. Why do people do these games where they just do nothing and have a bot run it? It makes no sense. It makes no damn sense. Alright, we have a Metal Foes. Sets around Metal Foes Bismerge and Metal Foes Volflame. Destroys it to set Metal Foes Combination. Summons Astrograph Sorcerer, because a pendulum was destroyed, adds Metal Foes Volflame to hand, sets Gold Driver. It's going to do a pendulum summon. Summons back Volflame. Summons 2 Volflames. Destroys his 1 to set Parametal Foes. Links them off into Heavy Metal Electromite, linking them being Astrograph and 1 Volflame. Opponent activates Ghost Ogre and Snow Rapid to negate the effect of Electromite. Electromite is destroyed. Sorry, it doesn't negate, just sends it away. Activates Parametal Foes Fusion, fusing from the extra deck face up. Summon Metal Foes Mithrilium. Mithrilium uses its effect. Duelist A activates Ghost Bell. Seeing all the Ghost Girls today. Ghost Bell negates the effect of Mithrilium. Sets Metal Foes counter. Passes turn. Duelist A summons Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. Sends her away for a link summon of Salamangreat Almirage. Ibli's effect goes off, summoning herself to the opponent's side of the field. Tributes Metal Foes to summon a Godarla. Summons Mech Knight Blue Sky. Summons Mech Knight Purple Nightfall. Using Nightfall's effect, sending itself away to add 1 to hand. Adds Indigo Eclipse to hand, linking off All Mirage and Blue Sky into Knight of Morningstar. Morningstar pitches Indigo Eclipse to add World Legacy Secret to hand. Sets 1. Opponent activates Metal Foe's combination. Passes turn. Dual Speed draws for turn. Draws Master Pendulum. Links off Ibli and Gadarla into Cross Sheep. Activates Gold Driver's effect to destroys Continuous to set a different card. Combination's effect activates in the grave. Metal Foe's counter is chained to that. Metal Foe's counter summons out Metal Caster. Adds Silvered to hand. Sets Bismugear. Pendulum summons out Volflame, 2 Volflames, a Silvered. Links off a Silvered and a Draco. Fuses Silvered and Draco Slayer into another Mithrilium. Metal Foe's Fusion is activated. Sent to the graveyard. Activates effects, send it back into the deck. Let him draw 1. Activates World Legacy Secret in response to Metal Foe's Mithrilium's effect activation. Secret summons Indigo Eclipse. Mithrilium's effect is negated once again. Bismugear destroys Gold Driver to set another Metal Foe's Fusion. Metal Foe's Fusion is activated, fusing Mithrilium and Volflame into Parametal Foe's Azortless. That's a weird name. Azortless activates its effect. Metal Foe's Mithrilium is chained to that. Indigo Eclipse is chained to that, targeting Mech Knight of Morningstar. Morningstar is moved to a different zone. Metal Foe's Vanisher is summoned back from the grave. World Legacy Secret negates its effect, negating the effect of Parametal Foe's Azortless. Azortless swings over Morningstar. Swings directly with all the other Metal Foes. And Cross Sheep for game. Exciting to see Metal Foes not used in a one-turn OTK fusion deck. Metal Foes seem neat. Maybe someday I too will play a Metal Foes deck. Alright, looks like we have Adamancipator and Fossils. Player activates Foolish Burial, sending off Weathering Soldier. Weathering Soldier's effect activates, letting him draw Flint Cragger. Summons Flint Cragger. Summons Researcher because they have a rock monster on the field. Duelist A counters Researcher's effect to excavate with an effect Veiler. Flint Cragger's effect goes off, sends itself away to deal 500 damage, activates Fossil Fusion, fusing effect Veiler with Weathering Soldier into Fossil Warrior Skullbone. Set Infinite Impermanence and pass turn. Duelist A draws for turn, sets 2 back row, and passes. Duelist B draws Feather Duster, activates. Opponent activates Infinite Impermanence in response, targeting Researcher, and a Forbidden Droplet, sending away Infinite Impermanence. Forbidden Droplet negates the effect of Skullbone and halves its attack. Adamancipator's effect is negated. Doesn't stop the opponent from sinking them both off into Raptite. Using Raptite's effect, chain to a second Infinite Impermanence. Fossil Warrior Skullbone's effect in the grave banishes itself to draw Time Stream, or to add Time Stream to hand. Swing Raptite for 22. Pass turn to the opponent. Draws for turn. Sets 3 back row. Passes turn. Draws another Flint Cragger for turn. Attempts to activate Raptite's effect. Opponent activates Widow Anchor. Raptite's effect is negated. They summon Flint Cragger. Sends it away to do 500 damage. And Warrior Skullbone is returned from the Banish Zone to the graveyard. Swing directly for 22 with Raptite. Pass turn. Duelist A activates Raigeki to destroy Raptite. Passes turn. Duelist B draws for turn. Draws Doki Doki. Warrior Skullbone banishes itself again. Adds Time Stream to hand again. Passes turn. Duelist A draws. Activate Sky Striker Mecha Module. Multi-roll. Activate Shark Cannon. Raptide is summoned to their side of the field. Attempt to activate Raptide's effect. Chaining Ash Blossom to negate. Multi-module, return Shark Cannon. Sorry. Yes, multi-roll, return Shark Cannon to face down. Dual speed draws Crystal. Summons Doki Doki. Activates effect. Pitching Crystal to summon Crystal. Passes turn. Dual Stay activates Raptide's effect. Excavation shows nothing because they don't have rock monsters. Passes turn. Player draws Crystal Dragite, summons it, overlays it with Crystal Reptite for Gallant Granite. Activates Gallant Granite's effect, add one rock monster to hand. Opponent chains Effect Veiler to that. All these hand traps sure make for engaging gameplay, don't they? Gallant Granite's effect is negated, they set one time stream, and pass turn. Activates effective multi-roll, sending away one of their cards to activate, to add Fusion Destiny. Or no, to activate Fusion Destiny. Activates Fusion Destiny to summon one Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Player attempts to activate an Infinite Impermanence. Destroy Phoenix Enforcer chains itself, destroying multi-roll on the other back row. Impermanence does go off, but Phoenix Enforcer is just bigger than every other monster on the board, so it swings over Gallant Granite. Duelist B has Doki Doki on field, draws Adamantipator Seeker, pitches Seeker to summon Researcher, uses Researcher's effect. Excavation finds one usable card. Summons Doki Doki, links them all off into Risen Leonite. Duelist A chains Destroy Phoenix Enforcer to destroy Leonite, activates Phoenix Enforcer, always do that. Phoenix Enforcer summons itself back. Banishes Celestial and Dasher to draw 2 when he has no cards in hand. Finally summons Sky Striker Ray. Summons with Phoenix and Ray, using Ray's effect. Turns her into Hayate. Swings direct with Hayate. Pitches one spell to the graveyard. Links up Hayate into Kagari. Kagari's effect activates. Add Sky Striker engage to hand. Links up Kagari into Shizuku. Passes turn. Whoop, not yet. As a Shizuku's effect, add another Immobilize engage to hand. Dual speed draws return, draws Adamantipator Friends, activates it. Opponent activates Max C in response. Adamantipator Friends goes off, reveals top 5, adds Adamantipator Analyzer, uses Analyzer's effect to summon itself. Opponent chains Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, destroys Analyzer before its effect can go off, destroys his own back row of a second Fusion Destiny. Goes into battle phase, swings direct with Phoenix Enforcer to end the game. Sad day, sports fans, when Sky Striker players are allowed to do these things. He drew nothing but hand traps for the first 4 turns, and he won for it. Alright, True Draco player, going up against Unknown. Sets 1, tributes it for Ignis Heat, sets the other 3 back row, passes turn. Opponent activates Orochi's effect, attempts to chain Ignis Heat, chains some permanence to Ignis Heat. Ignis Heat is negated. Orochi's effect does go off, summons itself. Hang on just a tick. Special summons Hop Ear Squadron during the summons Hop Ear Squadron, and then immediately links it off. It is still turn 1 actually, and turns that into Baranda Floor. Wow. Quick setup to get past floodgates. Tributes opponent's monster to summon G'Darla. Activates Pot of Desires. Activates Baron de Fleur to destroy Vanity's Emptiness. Really good shot on that one. Activates Monster Reborn to summon back Gizmek Orochi. Reveals Gizmek Orochi in hand. Banishes another top cards of his deck to summon a second Orochi. Overlays both Orochis into Dingirsu. Opponent activates Solemn Judgment in response. Gets rid of Dingirsu. Baron de Fleur swings over G'Darla. Passes turn. That early setup really changed the way I thought this game was going to go. Duelist A draws card of Demise, activates it. Duelist B chains Baron de Fleur's effect to negate that. Duelist A passes turn. Duelist B banishes cards, summons back an Orochi. Only has 5 cards left in their deck now. But I don't think it's going to matter. Goes right into battle phase, swings with Orochi and Baron for game. I am flabbergasted. That Orochi Nahapi on turn 1 to get past the Vanity's Emptiness lockout and Infinite Impermanent Ignis was really big. Anyway, moving on. We have a Sacred Beast player going up against Unknown. Activating Opening of the Spirit Gates. Opponent chains Ash Blossom. No fun allowed. They summon Dark Beckoning Beast, adding Dark Summoning Beast to hand. Attributing Beckoning Beast to summon Summoning Beast. Attributing Summoning Beast to summon Raphael. Set Escape from the Dark Dimension and Awakening the Sacred Beasts. Banishing Beast to summon to add Hamon to hand. Passes turn to the opponent. Opponent activates Thunder Dragon, pitching itself. Chains Awakening of the Sacred Beasts. For 1, he will gain life points every time his opponent summons a monster. Summons Dragon Matrix, so hilariously he gains nothing. Gets 1 Phantasm token in response to Raphael. Sends away his Dragon Matrix to get Thunder Dragon Colossus. Gains life points due to Colossus being summoned. Colossus is sent away for Thunder Dragon Titan. Gains more life points. Duelist B activates Thunder Dragon Fusion, fusing the Thunder Dragons he has banished and Thunder Dragon Colossus. For a second Thunder Dragon Titan. Duelist A gain even more life points. Activates Thunder Dragon's effect again, pitching itself. Chaining Thunder Dragon Titan's effect to the pitch. To destroy Raphael. Thunder Dragon does add Thunder Dragon to hand. Activates again. Thunder Dragon Titan chains. Destroys the Unknown back row of Escape from the Dark Dimension. Thunder Dragon adds to hand. Goes into battle phase. Swings over the tokens. Swings direct for 32. Sets 1 back row. Passes turn. Draws Ash Blossom for turn. Passes turn. Almost passes turn. Opponent activates Thunder Dragon Matrix, which chains into Thunder Dragon Titan's effect again. Destroys Spirit Gates. Gives his monster a stat boost. Main phase 1, banish Thunder Dragon Fusion and attempt to add. Chains Ash Blossom to that. Pitches Thunder Dragon Roar to add Thunder Dragon Matrix back to hand. Activates Thunder Dragon Fusion. Fusing the 2 Thunder Dragons in his graveyard for Thunder Dragon Colossus. Swings direct with all 3 of his monsters. Due to the early life gain he got from Awakening the Sacred Beasts, Duelist A is not dead yet. Potential for a comeback, but I doubt it. Draws Chaos Summoning Beast. Summons Chaos Summoning Beast. Pitches it to give his monster a boost, which chains into Thunder Dragon Titan. Thunder Dragon Titan will destroy Chaos Summoning Beast before its effect can go off. Duelist A passes turn. This game goes to the Thunder Dragon player. Swings direct with both Thunder Dragon Colossus for game. Sorry, Thunder Dragon Titan. I like that we're seeing less popular decks today. We have a Blue Eyes player versus currently unknown. Never mind, they summon Alibur, use its effect to add Despia Theater to hand. Activate Theater. Use Theater to fuse Alibur with the Despian Tragedy in their hand for Masquerade. Tragedy is going to add a Dramaturge to hand. Pass turn. Duelist B draws Penguin Soldier. Activates Bingo Machine Go. Reveals a Blue Eyes, an alternate, and another Blue Eyes. Gets alternate add to hand. Sets Draining Shield, White Stone of Legend, and passes turn. Sorry, White Stone of Ancients. Duelist A activates Monster Reborn, targeting Despian Tragedy. Activates Polymerization, fuse Tragedy with the Dramaturge in their hand. Summon Despian Quertus. Tragedy and Dramaturge's effect are going to go off, letting him search for another Despian and summon back Dramaturge to the field. Dramaturge goes to field. Tragedy is going to add a second Alibur to hand. Normal summon Alibur, searching for a Despian spell trap, adds Branded Opening. Sorry, Branded. Despian or Branded. Swings with Alibur into White Stone of Ancients. Swings direct with Masquerade. Direct with Quertus, and direct with Dramaturge for game. But would-be activates Draining Shield, has to pay 600, then gains 3000. Duelist A activates Branded Opening, summoning Ad Libitum. Masquerade makes him pay life points to activate effects. Blue Eyes Solid Dragon is summoned by White Stone of Ancients effect, activates its own effect, pays another 600 for that. Passes turn. Activates Twin Twisters, pitching alternate dragon to destroy both opponents' back row. Sets Penguin Soldier. Banishes White Stone of Ancients to add alternate dragon back to hand. Activates Melody of Awakening Dragons. Pitches alternate to get a Blue Eyes White Dragon to hand. 2 of them. Reveals 1 to summon Blue Eyes Alternate Dragon. Opponent chains Despian Quertus effect and reduce stats of all non-fusions. Chaining Blue Eyes Solid Dragon's effect, returning it to the deck to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Quertus does send all monsters to attack. Sends his monster away to summon a Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Swings over Dramaturge. Passes turn. Duelist A's turn. Banishing Tragedy from the graveyard to return Theater of the Branded to the field. Activates Theater of the Branded. Fusing Quertus, Albion, and Alibur into Despian Proskenion. Ad Libitum's effect goes off, raising the stats of all monsters. Proskenion swings over into Twin Burst, does not destroy it. Opponent swings into Penguin Soldier, returning both fusion monsters to the opponent's extra deck. Alibur is summoned back from the grave. Player draws Metal Reflect Slime, sets it for turn. Swings with Twin Burst Dragon into Alibur. Allows him to resummon Despian Quertus from the graveyard. Swings into Quertus with Twin Burst Dragon. Alibur's effect summons itself back. Duelist A draws for turn. Activates Theater, attempting to special summon. Player chains Metal Reflect Slime. Sends off Alibur and Despian Tragedy for Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. In defense mode, Tragedy adds the third Alibur to hand. Summons Alibur. Adds Branded Bond to hand. Activates Branded Bond. Summons Fallen of Albaz from the graveyard. Ad Libitum's effect goes off, raising the stats of all monsters. Player draws Waboku for hand, sets Waboku. Swings with Twin Burst into Alibur for game. I had no confidence in the Blue Eyes player at the start of this, I'm going to be fully honest, but they really pulled it out. That Draining Shield saved their ass. I don't think I'm going to get a more entertaining game to have watched for a last game, so I'm going to think I'm going to call it there. Jeez, normally you see a Blue Eyes and you just call it a brick and go on to the next one, but that was really something. Amazing. Good for that player. But in lower heart rate news, that is going to be the end of this video. So, if you caught the stream, thanks for watching. If you're catching the replay, thanks for that too. Goodbye.